Welcome back to Main Street Living. With so many of us at home right now, lots of us have picked up a new hobby in gardening. And joining us today to talk about that is garden guru Mike Westfall from McDonald Garden Center. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Well, thanks for having us.
So tell me, it seems like a lot more people are all of a sudden getting interested in gardening due to this pandemic. What have you seen?
Yes, we've definitely seen an increase of people coming in and looking for opportunities and things to do around the home, especially new people to gardening. It's been a great influx of customers coming in, looking, like I said, for things to work on in their homes and around their homes, and we've been a great resource for them. So we've been happy to be here for them.
Would you say gardening is essential at this time? I mean, are people coming in for fruits and vegetables and things like that they're trying to grow on their own?
Oh yeah, for the Victory Garden was kind of a rehash of that from the 1940s. So it was exciting to kind of have that kind of come back alive. People are thinking about growing vegetables and fruits, and herbs have been very popular. So of course that's a great thing that you can do, and it is essential. I mean, to grow your own food, people do that to provide for their families, and so to have the fertilizer and the soil and the plant food and all the solutions that you need to be successful in the garden, it is an essential thing. And along with that, it gives you a sense of well-being. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. Humans need that. I mean, we need projects to do. We need things to keep us occupied. It's a great exercise to be out in the garden and to be outside and be in one with nature. And it relieves stress. And that's what a lot of us need right now, is a bit of a stress relief.
Yes, it's so good to get outside and get moving. Now, here's the problem, though. I don't have a green thumb. So what advice would you have for somebody like me?
Yeah, we've had lots of new customers, and the best advice I can give is look to your local garden centers. I mean, we've been here in Virginia for 75 years, and so look to those local garden centers that know your area the best. Do a little bit of planning. Think about the things that you want to grow and the size of your project and the scope of the project that you want to accomplish, and just do a little bit of planning so that we're prepared to answer your questions. Have lots of questions, and then take things off as you can do them. Try not to do anything too big. If you don't think you can manage it, then start small is a great opportunity just to do something and get active.
Now, what about tips for planting? Are there certain times that we should plant certain things like trees, bushes, vegetables, herbs, etc.? And where do you get started? I know I've seen like zone 7, zone 8, zone 9. How do you know what zone you're in?
Yep. So you can check a lot of websites have the zones. I mean, you can just type it into Google search and just search your zones. You can ask, of course, your local garden centers to know your zones. That is important information to know, whether your plants are going to grow, throughout the year, or if it's going to be an annual in your area. And so that is good information to know. But really, spring is a great time to plant. So it's a great time to be out in the yard. Lots of opportunities to grow different things. A lot of people are getting into their summer vegetables with the squash and zucchinis and peppers and cucumbers. That's all coming about. Herbs, lots and lots of herbs to choose from. And then annual color, you start to think about all the blooming hanging baskets and begonias and lantana and impatiens, and the list just goes on and on. And so typically spring is the busiest season for the garden centers anyways, because we're coming out of the colder winter, and people are, they want to get outside and they want to enjoy it, and it's a great time to plant. However, fall is another great time to plant. So fall is coming up. So if you're still kind of thinking about projects or thinking about larger installations of plant material, fall is an amazing time to kind of start planning for that time as well.
Now, what if you don't have a lot of property or a yard per se? You're in an apartment, but you want to put some things in pots. What are some good plants or herbs to plant in pots, especially in the hot weather? I know some of us are going through a heat wave, depending on where you are in the country. And then we want to keep those bugs and mosquitoes away too.
Right. So lots of opportunities for that. Small space gardening is very popular right now. You can grow vegetables and herbs in containers on a porch or patio very easily. And of course, any type of flower that you want to do. Indoor plants, as you can kind of see around me right now, have become extremely popular, especially since a lot of us are working from home, and we want to do something in our office to kind of bring nature inside. Again, makes you more productive, gives you a sense of well-being, improves the air quality, all of those great things that indoor plants do. And there's so many different choices these days because of the popularity that houseplants started really last year. have really kind of made it a very great resource for people that have small spaces that can do things indoors. And of course, yes, as it gets warmer and the temperatures get hotter, plant material changes and requirements change too. You start to look at some of your drought tolerant plants like succulents. And then lantana is a great one. Begonias are very easy to do. You start to look at low maintenance plants, low maintenance shrubs. Again, depends on the zones and the areas you're in. And that's why I always recommend going to a local garden center, because they're going to know what grows best in your area. And they're going to know the advice on how much you need to water and how much you need to feed and when to prune and all those different types of things that you might have questions about.
Good stuff. And quickly, before we go, mosquito plants, what are they?
So mosquito plants is actually a geranium. It's a citronella geranium. There's lots of geraniums out there. Of course, I think a lot of us know of the red geranium with the blooms, but citronella geranium has an actual citronella fragrance to it. It's an awesome plant, very easy to grow. You can grow them in containers, and I keep one on my back porch. And every time I go out to work in the yard, I just kind of rub the leaves in my hands and then just rub it on my arms, and I'm mosquito free for, a couple hours. And then if we're eating outside on the back porch, it keeps the mosquitoes out of the area while we're sitting there enjoying an evening dinner.
Oh, good to know. Great information. Where can people learn more?
So lots of resources on our website at mcdonaldgardencenter.com, and definitely check out our Facebook page. We've been doing seminars during this whole pandemic to continue to educate our customers. And so it's a great resource. I have been holding all of these seminars and on lots of different topics. I think we've got probably somewhere between 10 to 12 different videos, where from anything from mold and vole control to growing your own vegetables to tropicals to annuals, lots and lots of different topics. So there's great resources out there. And we have a lot on our Facebook page as well as our website.
So much to learn. Thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, lots more ahead on Main Street Living. Coming up, we're talking about mentoring. You might not be able to do it in person, but we have some ideas for doing it virtually. Stay with us.